Hold on to your monocles, folks, because we're diving headfirst into a story so ridiculous it could only be happening in the flaming dumpster fire that is American politics. It involves leaked military secrets, a group chat full of Trump cronies, and enough alcohol to make a fraternity blush. At the center of it all is none other than Pete Hegseth, the current Secretary of Defense, and a man who looks like he styles his hair with a weed whacker. Now, you might be wondering how someone who once wielded a plastic axe on Fox News ended up in charge of the most powerful military on Earth. Well, that's a question for a different time, preferably one where I've had several strong drinks. The point is, Hegseth is now calling the shots, and if the recent Whiskyleaks incident is any indication, those shots might be of the tequila variety. It all started with a seemingly innocuous signal group chat. You know, the kind where you complain about your boss and share embarrassing memes. Except in this case, the group chat was populated by some of the most powerful people in the US government, including Hegseth, Vice President J.D. Vance, and CIA Director John Ratcliffe. And the topic of conversation wasn't exactly water cooler gossip. Remember those carefree days when government secrets were actually, secret? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Sadly, those days are long gone, thanks in part to Hegseth's apparent inability to keep his mouth shut or his phone locked. Leaked messages from the infamous Signal chat revealed that Hegseth had been casually discussing sensitive military operations, including a planned strike on Houthi rebels in Yemen. Now, I'm no military strategist, but I'm pretty sure sharing detailed war plans in a group chat that includes the editor of The Atlantic, long story, isn't exactly standard operating procedure. It's like leaving the nuclear launch codes on a sticky note attached to a pizza box. Unsurprisingly, the leak sent shockwaves through Washington. Democrats were outraged, Republicans were scrambling for damage control, and the American people were left wondering if anyone in charge actually knew what they were doing. Hegseth, meanwhile, downplayed the incident, claiming that the leaked messages didn't contain actual war plans and that the whole thing was being blown out of proportion, but the damage was done. In the wake of the Whiskyleaks scandal, Hegseth has been forced to do something he clearly hates doing, answer questions from the press, and let's just say his performance hasn't exactly been a masterclass in crisis management. When confronted about the leaked messages, Hegseth denied any wrongdoing, insisting that he had done nothing to jeopardize national security. He also vehemently denied allegations that alcohol had played a role in the incident, despite rumors swirling about his fondness for a stiff drink. Now, I'm not one to judge a man's drinking habits. Lord knows I've enjoyed a cocktail or 12 in my time, but when you're the Secretary of Defense, there's a certain level of responsibility that comes with the job. And part of that responsibility is knowing when to put down the bottle and pick up a briefing book. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time Hegseth's judgment has been called into question. During his confirmation hearings, several former colleagues raised concerns about his drinking habits, suggesting that they could impair his ability to perform his duties. There were also whispers of a past sexual assault allegation in which Hegseth was accused of groping a woman while heavily intoxicated. The Whiskyleaks incident and the subsequent fallout have exposed a disturbing truth about the Trump administration. They have a knack for putting unqualified and frankly dangerous people in positions of power. Hegseth is just the latest in a long line of Trump appointees who seem more interested in self-promotion and scoring political points than actually governing. From his days as a Fox News pundit to his current role as the nation's top military official, Hegseth has demonstrated a consistent pattern of recklessness, arrogance, and a blatant disregard for the rules. He's the guy who throws a lit match on a pile of dry leaves and then acts surprised when the whole forest catches fire. The real tragedy in all of this is that it's the American people who are left to deal with the consequences of his actions. While Hegseth is busy tweeting insults and downing shots of bourbon, our national security hangs in the balance. And that, my friends, is something we should all be very concerned about.